So I was not expecting this. When they said, what floor? I said, the first floor. Because So I was not expecting this. When they said, what floor? I said, the first floor, because Chris is a little bit injured. So I figured this would be the best spot. But it's got like a huge table to serve people. And I'm a little shocked. Or if you're having like a meeting, like a board meeting, it's crazy. And then we have a bar. And then if we had adjoining kids with us, they could go there too. And I was really shocked. So there's two things in here. So, one bathroom. And then I'm walking through a double doors, crazy, into our bedroom. And then, huge bathroom, huge, with its own double doors, huge. All right, so we are in Arizona. That is where our plane ride was taking us. Great location. It's summertime, so why not come to where it's super hot? 3 digits hot. It's 108 right now and it's 4 p.m. We just got in. It's a wonderful hotel. Been here my big birthday celebration. Like, huge. I turned 40. And that was big to me. And why not turn in all of your miles and go big, like Arizona Grand big. So yes, that's the resort we're at. So we have this place, and I will break it down on how we were able to afford this wonderful place. So stay tuned. Drove out to Superstition Mountain. There was a lovely old church. We drove past it. We didn't want to intrude. And then pulling up to this ghost town, old mining town called Goldfields. We saw some birds out there. And then I had to point out that there was a hat shop. We needed a hat. Well, I say we. It was me. I needed a hat, a new one. I did not bring mine from home. We saw different stores. We went into each one, and it is a touristy section, so those signs are there. I don't care for them, but I did like that they kept the old feel, and this wood is like preserved. It would not take place in Mississippi. And then the ladies' house, if you know what I mean, really cool color. And then there was a train that would take you around. It was about 20 minutes long, and they would tell you about the different plants and the different things that were out there. And of course, I love animals, so I had to show you these cute little birds. For day 2, we drove out onto Highway 17, went about an hour and a half north of Phoenix or northwest of Phoenix to a wonderful place. When we went through the visitor center, it's like right there in your face, but it's Montezuma Castle. And I remember this as a kid. I thought there was a lot more to it. I thought there was like more of them, but there wasn't. I know I'm not that old, but we did get to learn a little bit more about this community that they had way back when. We could see more of the dwellings as we walked through the property, and just look at that. Love it. So here's the walk. It's all paved, really easy to get through. more of the dwellings. You really can't make it out, but you can sort of picture it. But this cutaway is perfect for how you could see how they lived. We then drove to the sister site of Montezuma Well. And in the well, they have more of those dwellings, as well as this beautiful water. Now, these pictures do not do justice. It was gorgeous. Unfortunately, tons and tons of leeches inside there, but it had an alcove that had a waterfall. So if you walked a little bit further down on the trail, you could hear it. And of course, plenty of flowers, desert blooms, and more water. Who wouldn't love to be here?
Monday morning, I took a solo trip to the Arizona State Capitol. I would need an entire video to discuss everything I saw. It was a good experience and I highly suggest it. Out front are guns and the names of fallen sailors from the USS Arizona, along with an anchor salvaged from the wreckage. The 3-story building, built in 1901, is now largely used as a museum, with official proceedings taking place elsewhere. Throughout the 3 floors, there's several rooms with articles and artifacts related to the United States and Arizona, such as the Buffalo Soldiers, a flag from Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders, a piece of the hull from the USS Arizona, which you can touch, and the ship Silver, which was not present at the time of Pearl Harbor. 3rd floor, looking down, you can see the electric and once gaslit chandelier over the state seal mosaic with a less than impressive rotunda. The House chambers, as they once stood, were desks once used by House of Representative members with their names and dates on plaques. The clerk's office and the Speaker of the House's office. Overlooking the House chambers, the public was able to sit in and listen to House proceedings. And, of course, an old bathroom in an old building with more character than anything in any modern government building.
All right, so we're in a different location. This is actually back at our home. We have been home for a little over a week at this point, and I promised you earlier I would explain how we were able to afford this trip. So what we ended up doing is I had a few different credit cards that I've been using and paying down or paying off at that point. And you get some great miles bonus points. So at some points, I use the American Express. It's the black card, it's the executive one. And they had this deal that if you spend $3,000, you would get like 50,000 miles, which is a good amount. Actually, that covered about half of our trip. Then with all of my traveling for my company that I've been doing lately, plus the times that I would go in and out of California to get my oldest son, who lives in California, but his dad, all those miles added up. So at some point I had 160,000 miles that I could use with American Airlines. With American Airlines, they have this like aavacations.com. You can go on there, you can fiddle with it to see how much flights would cost with your miles or points, and then you can turn those in. So what we ended up doing is turning them in for not only both of our flights, but the resort and a car rental. And then, just with the vehicle that we had, we were able to see so much more. So at some point we went to Sedona. So, we went to Montezuma Castle, and then further up the way, up the mountain, we went to Sedona. Now,
the pizza joint in the video we showed earlier in the video, it was there. We just kind of pulled in, and you just kind of tell when someplace is probably going to be pretty good, which it was.
It was amazing.
And while she's a Mexican food critic, I am a pizza burger critic. so it was really good.
It was amazing. In fact, they have 2 locations apparently in Sedona. I want to say it was Lisa Pisa, like Lisa, and then
yeah, I think
and then like Pisa, like the Pisa Tower in Italy. So play on words. It was so good. I would definitely go there again for the food. Now, there's a couple different people I follow that have been doing what they call travel hacking for many, many years. In fact, once, but they also have a course about travel hacking. It's 2 individuals travel hacking or just yourself. Sounds like an amazing opportunity. You can get some great deals, but the biggest thing is utilizing those credit cards with either miles or hotel points, so you can get those upgrades and be able to have free stays. If you spend, let's say, $3,000, you get this. Tons of them will do that. One of the biggest things that they said is when you get those credit cards, don't do it unless you can actually pay it down. It does not make sense if you're paying like an interest rate of like 25% just to get those deals. So
Arizona is definitely a place we'll do again, and hopefully next time we'll take the kids. That family time is what that really is main goal for them. They might not necessarily appreciate the Montezuma Castle, but they'll like tapping into childhood memories. They'll remember that time they were spending with their family and just being out and about.
Yep. So that's everything. I really hope you enjoyed this video. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe and that like button. And we'll make sure that we'll tag you guys along on our next adventure. Stay tuned. Bye.